So this is a video that I waited about a week to watch. I was very sick last week, so my voice was pretty much good for nothing. But I'm glad to be back. And first of all, big congratulations to Lucy for hitting a 100K subscribers on YouTube. That is huge and enormous. And if you have not subscribed to Lucy just yet, I highly recommend it, and I invite you to do that. And I'm not sure if this is like I'm not sure when this video was posted, if it was before or after, if it was a celebration video or not. But I've been seeing some really cool, well, not reactions, but it's been popping up in my feed, and I didn't want to watch them so that I don't get myself spoiled. But I never get disappointed by Lucy's content, so let's watch it.
Sup, Coomer? Don't even try to deny it, because if you're a Final Fantasy XIV player, that means you're one of us, baby. And boy, are we down bad abominable. I mean, we ruin everything we touch. Can't get a cute new feature for a beloved character without everyone trying to cuck.
Do you know what? I actually really thought that they banned or limited the outfits that you can put on Emilians. I at least I thought I saw something on Twitter, but that may have been a meme because I've definitely been seeing Emilians in all sorts of outfits. So honestly, when the news came out that this was gonna happen, a lot of people were just convinced that they're not gonna be able to put every single outfit. And I think someone posted that Yoshi actually said that some of the items would not be available, and I'm gonna have to go back and actually double check that because from what I've seen, that is definitely not the case.
The wholesome to graphic fan art ratio is shockingly equal, and God forbid you're interested in what kind of mods people make for this game. 'Cause if you take just one look, your eyes and heart will never be the same. Absolutely nothing is sacred in your minds. Cute catgirl character? Yes, of course we shrimp. But old grandma character with a scoliosis spine? Whoa! What an absolute gilf! Am I right? Final Fantasy XIV players know where they
I honestly can't help but agree with this because, like, when I started playing FF, the community seemed so much more tame in comparison to what I used to experience in WoW. But then, as you're playing and as you're getting to know the game and like the little its and bits of the game that are super suggestive, and then the community just, turning them into basically the main game's content, you start to realize that it is just the different kind of not being tame in comparison to what we had in WoW.
and it's right in the middle of fucking nowhere. Nothing is off limits to you. Fake dragon? Damn, I hope he bores me. Alra? Hey, do you have scales down there? Disgusting, I tell you. I can't even imagine being that lewd. But it got me thinking, why is that? Why are we so much worse than other fandoms out there? Compare us to WoW. Man, are these races dry. I'd rather pull up an incognito tab of a stale piece of bread than whatever this is.
Like, I don't think in WoW, I don't have many friends or people I know or people I follow who are actively in love with their characters or with NPCs, with exception for some dragons and undead, which I'd rather not get myself into. But yeah, it's just so much different. Does it have to do with like the overall design and the models of characters and NPCs? Maybe, but I also think that it is the suggestive nature of Final Fantasy XIV that just makes it unavoidable, especially when they ask you out on a date.
WoW players have standards. These Coomerless races, it's a war strategy, a pro gamer move. It's so they can filter out any potential Final Fantasy XIV players and send them down the line. After all, they don't want a player base full of people who have to play one-handed. They value function
Oh
over
god.
form. Whereas literally every single 14 race was created under this one rule. Make it appeal to some kind of Coomer out
And that includes Lala House.
out there in the world, and God did they succeed. And no, there are no exceptions. Do not try to use male row as a counterexample. I've had several people personally tell me that they
They are hot. They are hot, make no mistake.
receive loot tells as a male row. These tells are definitely real and not at all made up, by the way. Even Hrothgar or Furry Bait and
Yum.
for the game itself wants Coomers. It invites these people in. I made an entire video about how the developers themselves are lost in
That was a good
Coomer
one.
sauce, but we managed to go even beyond that. Why? The absolute fuck did you show Asmongold about ERP in this game? Is nothing sacred to you? You wanted to show that innocent little man how you write loot shit
Innocent little man, that's adorable.
for virtual currency? I mean, kinda based, but you can't just go sharing our degeneracy willy-nilly.
I love how everything that Asmongold touches, even if it's like a very tiny and intricate part of the gameplay and the micro community within Final Fantasy XIV, as soon as it pops up on his channel, it suddenly becomes seen as one of the most important features of the game, because it apparently is the only thing that matters to us Final Fantasy players. Jeez.
Asmon-chan is innocent, pure. Look at that beard. The only secrets it holds is the secret to peace and happiness. How dare you corrupt his mind like this? You should have known he would do it too, because he's a React Andy that loves YouTube money. In the animal kingdom, we call this symbiosis. But I know for a fact that you're all parasites spreading your degenerate disease far and wide. The question becomes, how do I fix you? How can I save you from this disease? And I know you're probably saying, Lucy, if anyone in the 14 community is gonna purge this sickness, it's sure as shit not gonna be you. And in return I say, touche, my friend, but I'm an anime girl with a main character of an idle anime syndrome, so guess who's gonna try? So I decided to start a Final Fantasy XIV Kuma Rehab. Don't worry, I thought it over, and despite my own nature, I'm definitely the best pick for the job, and I will prove it to you right now. Welcome to Rehab. As you may know,
We
the
have.
first step is admitting you have a problem. Common sense might lead you to think
That depends on how you define a problem. A problem can also be seen as a trait, as a condition, as a malfunction, as just a trait of character, a flaw of character or of your own nature, but not a problem per se. So yeah, I'm definitely not on the admitting team.
there's nothing wrong with me. It's okay to be a degenerate. I don't bother other people with it. And this thought process is correct. But where's the fun? The drama? The character development in that? Be honest with yourself. You're
Exactly.
watching a Lucy Pyre video. Would a normal person do that? Of course not. Only alphas and chads watch my content, and it's time to beta ourselves down to fit better into society. Now, let's get started. The number one cure. It works 99% of the time, most of the time. Just go join a random party finder group for any extreme or savage content. Bonus points if it says no salt or clear for a friend. Oh, you'll never want sex again after one of those. 2. You can run the vault to purge that.
That's true. The moment you join any of these party finder groups, it's like you forget, and you're forced to forget that you're even playing an MMORPG. You are playing an MMOG at best, because some people in those groups, they don't even glam. Like some people just look like shit and they just want to do raids. And you are in no way, shape, or form invited to joke, to fantasize, to think, or to act in any way, shape, or form out of the ordinary. And and that has pretty much applied for all of my party finders so far. I love my party finder groups, but damn, it's a different sphere.
That sickness, you filthy rat. Keep doing this until you no longer know what Rule 34 means, or you uninstall the game. Either way, I will have won. 3. Invest in a modest glamour. For example, if you're a tank, it's harder to shrimp for your cat girl if she's decked out in full armor. But, you know, it does make you curious about what could be hiding underneath all of...
True. If anything, these kinds of glams will just invite a lot of imagination because they still retain your body shape even when you don't see it. So I'd say that some people like to have everything out in the open, and some people just like to remain curious and never see these things. And that's pretty much what their content is. That's how they remain engaged, curious, and keep fantasizing. Some people never really want to learn what's underneath these things. So you can have tanks who will try as hard as they can to not look like a tank, and then you'll have tanks who will enjoy the fantasy of their warrior of light, just, acting, I don't know, having this like false chastity going on.
Wait, fuck, scratch this one. Never mind. 4. Don't do the main story quest. Just a general recommendation because it'll force you to meet this, this, and this. And these
True.
too, if that's your preference. I just realized it's really counterproductive for me to show you pictures of the characters. That's almost just as bad as... Anyway, if you've already cleared the story, there's no other choice. You'll have to resort to number 5, the final step, the ultimate solution. This is where we pull out the big guns, but it's the most foolproof plan so far. I've made you the strongest resource known to mankind, and it's called the Yoshi P Wallpaper of Shame. It's easy to use. The design is very human. I've made it just for you, and it's freely available on Twitter, my child. What did I tell you? I would do anything to cure you of this illness. Just
What? I don't understand. What did it say in the wallpaper? I'm looking forward to the purpose of this wallpaper will be clear all too soon. Okay.
Twitter, my child. What did I tell you? I would do anything to cure you of this illness. Just make this your wallpaper, and every time you have a thought that would make Crystal Mommy sad, look into his disapproving fatherly gaze. He is disappointed in you.
Is he though? Is he though? Like, yes, as our adored figure, he will always be suggesting that we should be kind and not too imaginative and not destroy Emilians with 2B leggings and whatnot. But he's made the game into what it is. I think there's an element of weird satisfaction in seeing just how curious the players can get when it comes to their fellow warriors of lights or their own warriors of lights or the NPCs that are literally the way they are.
That's all. You can practically see the regret in every wrinkle on his face. Wait, what do you mean he kind of looks like a batty daddy? I mean, you're completely right, but for fuck's sake, have you been listening at all? I give up. I give up on the 14 community. You're all filthy degenerates, living and dying by the coon. How can you put up with yourself? Forget Yoshi. I'm disappointed in you. I mean, if you're gonna call him a daddy, you can't just not mention Soken like that. All coomers bless this land. To us some cringe bestow.
This song is so epic.
City of perversion. Water and lube below. Cat girls are turning red. ERP gale is blown.
Oh wow.
4K to pleasure men. Cheapo the shout chat means. And when we meet our match, to tells we gladly go. Our backs are yours to bend. To house heaven's no good. Under cooler sky. With
Like, Lucy, apart from being terribly entertaining, she can also sing. Wow.
our mods we put on a show. Voices getting high. Wide upon our backs, it's slimy. When day beckons night. Down to limbs of taking it slow. Cooling hand in hand. FC drama will follow.
True.
romance flame, brighter.
I'm like whenever it is the next time that I hear this song, like I will never hear it the same. It's gone. It's gone. All the chastity is gone.
Dance for the paycheck, mini passion catch up, red, gold, spark, rise, 3 inches, may we, our peel gill can buy, never see cool rivers run dry, may we find cat girls after life, for this we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. Yoshi says no.
Aww. That was beautiful. That was very, very, very entertaining. Big congrats to Lucy for hitting 100K subs on YouTube again. This was totally deserved, and I think this was just a very good timing for this kind of video. This was very good. Again, if you haven't subbed to Lucy just yet, make sure to do that.